In May 2024, a fan sent me a few photos saying their family had an old Chinese car. When I looked at the photos, oh my God, it was a first-generation Hongqi CA72, of which only 202 units were ever produced. Let's check the production plate. Serial number 0018, manufactured on September 16, 1959. Automatic transmission, 2885 cc. My goodness, this car weighs almost 3 tons. Looking at the engine, nothing seems to be missing on the surface. As for the exterior, it's surprisingly complete, with all the parts still there. Overall, it's in very good condition. I thought, wow, I might have really found a hidden gem this time. The taillights, trims, everything's intact, only the paintwork looks a bit rough. After a long discussion with the owner, I managed to buy it at a reasonable price. Then I spent about 10,000 yuan to hire a flatbed truck. Since the old Hongqi weighs nearly 3 tons, it had to be transported safely. I already own many vintage cars, but this one is the oldest Chinese-made car in my collection, 65 years old this year. I was beyond happy to get it. Come on, old Hongqi, let's go home. After a tough journey, I finally brought this 1950s national treasure home. The very first thing I did after returning was try to get the engine running again. Brothers, take a look at this cylinder head. It's covered with heavy carbon deposits and rust. It looks like water got in there at some point. I've got a bad feeling about this. Could I really be this unlucky?
Wow, the engine turns over pretty well. Could it be that I guessed wrong? If I can actually get this engine started, man, I've really struck gold this time.
Oh my God, guys, I got it started. Unbelievable. I just did some simple prep work on the engine. And now, let's fire it up and give it a try. Try it. Whoa, that's a lot of smoke. Stop, stop, stop. Don't run it anymore. Shut it off. All right. Okay, shut it off. I'm sure some fans are going to ask me, what emission standard is this car? My answer is minus Euro 18. Honestly, I got this car at a pretty reasonable price. After bringing it home, it started up quite easily, but I didn't expect it to give me such a big surprise. The engine burns oil really badly. I wanted to drive this classic Chinese car in a vintage car rally, but with all that smoke, there's just no way. I want to show everyone the best side of this car, so I've decided to completely disassemble it and give it a full restoration. Look at this. Everything's covered in grease and grime. It's definitely been around for decades. But luckily, if you check this crankshaft, it's still well lubricated and smooth. No major scratches. There are a few minor marks, but nothing serious. This really is something to be happy and thankful for. Brothers, the cylinder walls are in pretty good shape. But look at these piston rings I just took off. And this here is the oil ring. The wear is really severe, and that's one of the main reasons it was burning oil so badly. But man, these are piston rings from 1959. I've got to figure out a way to replace them. What a headache. The entire metal surface is covered with decades of grime and sludge, so everything needs to be thoroughly cleaned. This is the valve stem seal. Because of its age, it's completely deteriorated. Now I understand why the engine was burning oil. It has a lot to do with these seals. Oil was leaking in through here, and this old seal has already hardened and cracked. Look, it's even broken apart. So now we have to figure out a way to deal with these valve stem seals. This is a 1950s car after all. Restoring a vintage car like this is all about two things: skill and, most importantly, spare parts. If we can't find replacements for these valve seals, we'll have to custom make them. But hopefully we can find some, because having them custom made would be really expensive.
The entire engine's already been taken apart, so we might as well open up the transmission too and give it a proper inspection. Wow, it's filthy in here. All right, no need to say more. Let's just take it apart. Funny thing is, it looked fine before disassembly, but once we opened it up, boom, another huge surprise. Look at this clutch disc. It's worn all the way down to the metal plate. Here you can see it's ground down to the rivets, and over there, it's straight up metal on metal. A clutch disc from the 1950s. Just thinking about finding a replacement gives me a headache. Where on earth am I going to get one of these? But since we've already torn everything down for a full overhaul, we'll deal with whatever comes our way. As the saying goes, when soldiers come, send generals, and when water comes, build a dam. While searching for parts, we won't sit idle. We'll thoroughly clean the engine block, steel components, and transmission inside and out. Ever since I fell in love with vintage cars, I've learned so many different skills, like bodywork, welding, automotive wiring, and most importantly, painting. Honestly, I really admire myself sometimes. Feels like there's nothing I can't do. Now I finally understand why my wife fell in love with me back then. Because, well, I can do everything. All right, enough bragging. Here's the result of half a month of hard work. Next, we'll start reassembling the car. And this, right here, is the custom-made valve stem seal. Look at it. When restoring old cars, the most important thing is parts. If you can't buy them or repair them, you have to custom make them. All right, let's install it and give it a try. Let's go! I've got the valve stem seals installed, so let's fit one valve first and see how it performs. Wow, once it's in place, it fits perfectly tight. That money was definitely well spent. Then I went ahead and installed all the valves. Brothers, I just received another treasure
For over 800 yuan, the custom-made piston rings for this old car have finally arrived. With these, the engine can finally start properly again. This was my biggest headache, and now it's finally solved. Look, brand new piston rings. All right, let's get them installed. There are a few key things in car restoration: time, effort, and money. But the most important thing is parts. You have to have enough of them, and reliable sources too. Only then can you truly restore a car. Just like with this old beauty, I had to plan ahead, figure out which parts I could buy or source before actually starting the restoration. Because if some parts can't be found, the whole project gets put on hold, and in the end, the car might just end up scrapped.
Took a few days off to travel. And Teacher Chu. Seriously, these parts are always the biggest headache, you know? So stressful. But, I'm so happy right now. Look, the size and dimensions match perfectly. Out of all the parts, this one was the easiest to get. I had 2 custom made at the machine shop, 380 yuan each. Whether you order a few or a lot, the price is the same. But there's no point making extras, so I only had 2 made. All right, let's get them installed. At this point, we've secured or custom-made every engine part. Now, it's all up to time. Let's crank up a more upbeat song and speed things up to get it done.
Do it! Wait, something's not right. This definitely isn't right. This is 1 cylinder. Brothers, let's crank it and give it a go. Do it! Brothers, it started. The engine's running. So smooth. All I did was adjust the steel line a bit, and once the fuel came through, it fired right up. That means our repair work, especially on this engine, was spot on. After more than a month of relentless effort, we finally restored the engine of this 1950s Chinese classic car. Now the next challenge is the bodywork. Look at the paint. It's completely cracked all over. The doors, chassis, rear end, everything's worn out. Since we're doing a full restoration, we'll make it thorough, inside and out. We'll strip it all down, clean every hidden corner, and sand away every bit of rust until it's smooth and shiny. All right, enough talking. Let's pick up the pace and start tearing it down. My friends, after more than 10 days of non-stop effort, I finally finished the paintwork. Take a look at the final result. I think it turned out pretty good. It's shiny and smooth all over. Now it's time for the final step, installing all the engine components and interior parts back into place. Let's get to it. 1, 2, go!
Back in my hometown, ever since I fell in love with vintage cars, it feels like every day just flies by. From morning till night, I'm always busy, working during the day and hunting for parts at night. Every day, I'm full of energy, like I've been injected with adrenaline. I'm completely motivated and never feel tired. Every day, so many friends follow my restoration projects. And that's my biggest source of motivation. What I can do is keep working faster, restoring these old cars with everything I've got. All right, let's put on a more upbeat song and speed up the assembly.
Park gear. Okay. Headlights on. Right turn signal works fine. Left side, okay. Now let's switch on the new headlights. And hit the brake lights. Yep, those brake lights are definitely brighter.
My friends, after 2 months of relentless effort, I've finally completed the full restoration of this 1950s Chinese vintage car, an old Hongqi. Here's what it looked like when it first arrived. The paint was severely cracked, most of the putty had fallen off, and the interior was in terrible shape, covered in dirt and dust. But the biggest headache of all was the engine. It was burning oil badly. To bring it back to its best condition so it could run proudly on the road once again, I spent 2 full months rebuilding and restoring it from the ground up. This old Hongqi once took part in the 10th National Day celebration parade, and this year it's already 66 years old.